And I am back with more Mother Ostankya, or Ostankya gameplay. I'm not going to get used to that, not for a good while. So, I believe I wound up losing a turn because I quit the game for a little bit to handle some business with some friends, and I had not saved in, like, the previous turn. Luckily, I think it auto-saved, so I should be more or less fine on the next turn, though I'm going to have to, again, hit the research for the better forest animals tech. And Lostarkson of the Coal is again going to turn up to the Moon Shard, then go back, I guess. Because the AI always loves to swoop in for the kill on any other wounded AI. Or for that matter, a wounded player. Okay, so Elder Tor is dead. Yada yada yada, we've seen all this. This has all happened before and will happen again. Such is the nature of time loops. Okay, I would like a military access agreement. How much will you charge me? 600 bucks. I can take that. Excellent. Good old Sorthara Belkek. What a strange name. The elves have strange customs. They're strange people. I'm not really the kind of guy who thinks that elves are smelly, though. There's a lot of guys, well, I say that like I'm referring to the male gender. No, I'm referring to generally human beings with an interest in fantasy who are very distinctly anti-elf, and, you know, on some level it's for good reason, because elves are usually written to be pompous elitists with their nose in the air, no senses of humor, yada yada yada. By all means, like, I can get all that. But, like, I guess it just became a meme at a certain point to be, I guess, like, ironically racist against elves. And, like, I don't know, I've never really gone for that. You know, I'm not an elf super fan. But, you know, Warhammer elves, I think, are generally pretty cool. And let's see, we are going to be rolling right through this turn. And luckily, once this turn is done, the Incarnate Elemental Beast will nearly be back and fully healed up after my little incident thinking that it could take on a Hydra and finding out, no, as a matter of fact, it can't, because I should have checked the stats beyond just bonus versus large. Kind of figures that the Incarnate Elemental Beast cannot be, like, that crazy of a killer on its own. Come to think of it, because the Beastmen also get access to the Incarnate Elemental Beasts. And the Beastmen don't really need another ultra-powerful, like, big, top-tier monster. They're already pretty good for that, and they're not, like, they are already balanced to not quite so much be the crazy great. Let's see, I'll take Ice Sculpting. I'll start on the Frost Maiden stuff. They're not supposed to so much be the, you know, crazy great monster spam race so much as, you know, the Lizardmen or the Tomb Kings so often play. Let's see, I'm going to need to go ahead and clear out some corruption. Let's see, oh, I get 1 per turn for every province with low corruption. Is that how that works? Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Let's pump that number up to 2. So we will be moving on over here to, let's see, I don't know who's a vulnerable settlement we can pick out here to do a fight with. Let's grab another spider unit just to throw in there. Another unit of spider hatchlings, why not? We've got a lot of giant spiders anyways. And we don't have anything to upgrade around our provinces. And Victor Eltsov will be staying right here in the Bleakhold Fortress until he inevitably gets the lazy trait. Because that's how it works. You try to hold a position, you are lazy. Play more aggro, stupid. Play more aggro, forehead. Oh, the weird purple goo all over the Slaanesh corruption. It's a bit much. Hang on. Before I head in here, I should actually check what the cost is of that hex that just deletes corruption. 20. That's very affordable. Okay. Upgrading settlement building. Yeah, we've done that. Whoop. Man-Blight tribe is dead. We've got Gotrek and Felix. Woohoo! Alright then. Okay. No, the Drukir wicked beyond reason. No proud Kislevite can rest easy until they are beaten back. The Dracula Coven. I don't think I'm going to be going for them next. I'm going to try and deal with Morathi before she becomes a bigger problem. If we research 8 technologies, we get the White Cloak of Ulrich and 17 Spirit Essence. Let's send Victor over to pick up Gotrek and Felix. Better to hire them than to not. I believe they don't pay up. They don't have upkeep, right? I don't remember. We'll be able to check in a second.
How should I put this? An adventure-filled nightmare.
Though, come to think of it, like, a lot of the times, honestly, with Gotrek and Felix, I don't even bother filling their army with units.
I stand for Kislev.
But I do enjoy the silliness of the idea of Gotrek leading an army comprised of spiders. Manling, this is the strangest thing we've had to do yet. I love it. And my Brian Blessed ain't exactly top-notch, I know. Not sure about the new Felix portrait, honestly. He looks a little bit dire. The Felix model they made, at some angles he looks like kind of a handsome pretty boy, as he should. Other times he looks like a bit of a heroin addict. Okay, let's see. We can get something in Arnheim. Let's see. I want an Akshina cabin. So, I will be getting an Akshina cabin. Alright, let's see. We're tuning out 4 corruption, 4 positive corruption a turn. Or, excuse me, control. However, what are we losing control on? Provincial instability, but that'll go down. I'm wondering if we can eventually get rid of the commandment and get the tavern to cover our control issues, though that does not look like it'll be the case. Does our main settlements do not provide control? Okay, some races they do, some races they don't. Let's see. If we wanted to declare war on the Dark Elves, we would not be able to take a settlement this turn. You kind of want to rush a settlement and take it if you can, as early as possible. Though it's going to be an interesting question, because Morathi has expanded rapidly and has now got, it looks like, a complete province and has already started pushing over to the west as well. Who, the Skegans, whatever, have messed up the Isthmus coast here. I'll have to step down and fix some of that problem in a minute myself. And in doing so, in clearing out Skeggy, ideally, if I get to them before somebody else, let's see. What's the special ingredient I get for beating Norskins? Let's see. Cafe, Skaven. It's going to be a Warriors of Chaos or Norska army. Get flaming. It's a skull, and it gives either flaming attacks to the assigned unit or weakness to fire damage on an enemy unit. Okay. What is this? Hang on. Oh, some of these spells require... I see. Okay, so... some of these curses and blessings require specific ingredients. Alright, well, I guess we'll deal with that when we get there. Now, let's see. We're going to, in a little bit, have the first Frost Maiden hero cap. So we'll get to that when we get there. It's kind of funny, in a way. Boris Ursus, excuse me. Though I think he's called Boris Erskine in some sources, isn't he? But Boris Ursus is kind of a balanced Kislev legendary lord that can reasonably lorefully go for really any set of units or heroes or lords that Kislev would have access to. But it's funny then, the 3 other Kislev lords, this might be a problem. We'll see. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. I am not going to auto-resolve this, as I would prefer to keep as many men as I can, because Morathi's probably going to attack me immediately after I take this settlement. She's probably already got a stronger army than I do. The AI generally speeds ahead of me in the early game, especially if I'm dumb and forget to build extra units on my first turn. Let's see, yeah, just a real basic garrison. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Whereas I've got oodles of spiders and bats. Let's see, I wildly outnumber them. The hags alone can probably handle this stack. But nonetheless, I'm going to call everybody in. Let's get in there. But what was I in the middle of saying before that? Oh, why is the Incarnate Elemental fighting zombies in its little art there? I gotta say, I really like the unit cards in Warhammer 3. I think they've been winners generally. Near the end of Warhammer 2, they got a little antsy. I mean, there was a lot of people that got really upset with the last couple DLC unit cards in Warhammer 2. They got really upset with it, and I didn't get it. I didn't think it was that bad, but it was also still visibly a downgrade. I won't pretend it wasn't. Oh boy, 4. Yeah, the winds of magic are flowing today. I'll gamble with that small amount. 3. Oh, thanks. Okay, well, we do still have 16 reserves. Oh, wow. Today is not a magic day, huh? Let's see. You know, I could just rush these guys, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the army back, and I'm going to send the hags out first. Their ability to just throw out plenty of magic missiles is just too good to ignore. Now, let's see here. We have the spider hatchlings. Let's get rid of the unit cards. I don't need to see those. They're covering up the beautiful view. Okay, we have spider hatchlings and then giant spiders. Is there a difference in size between them? I've wondered that before. It does seem like there's a difference in size. Let's go in for a closer view. Yeah, that's a pretty noticeable difference. As a matter of fact, the spider hatchlings are actually made out of really shrunken Arachnarok models, while the giant spiders still use the models for the spiders that are ridden by the whichever word you're supposed to use there. They're ridden by the forest goblins. So that's interesting. I never noticed that. That's quite cool. I like that. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be initially the hags get in there, throw out their shots. Will we be able to even cast Flock of Doom? It does not look like we will be able to. Hang on. Oh, no, okay. Talika, once she gets more levels, will be able to cast Flock of Doom for a price cheaper than 6 Winds of Magic, but she's not there yet. After we initially draw them out with some attacks, I'll probably... Hang on. What I'll probably do here is... How much of my army even has Vanguard deploy? It's most of it, isn't it? The spider hatchlings don't have Vanguard deploy, right? No, they don't. Well, I'll put them back here. The Akshina get Vanguard deploy, so... I can put them over here, and they have stalk, so I don't need to hide them in a forest or anything. And let's see, the massive horde of giant spiders will be put way over here. Which of these guys is not hiding? You are not hiding. You are not in the forest. Let's fix that. Let's see. Who else is left that has Vanguard deploy? Really only the bats, and the bats can't stalk because they are flying. Cannot hide in the forest because they are a flying unit. Okay, we're not going to want the Incarnate Elemental out front because he'll take the brunt of the missile fire, so let's go ahead and get in there. Let's see. We want to shoot for the Dark Shards, probably. Generally speaking, any Dark Elf army, the Dark Shard... In any early game Dark Elf army, the Dark Shards are going to be the biggest problem.
We told you what was coming. Now,
and I imagine it's quite a cool speech that Stanky is, old Mama Stanky is handing out to her troops right now, but I'm not listening currently. And not really having good missile shots here, and we're taking quite a few missile shots in kind. That's not ideal. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Those are the kinds of shots I'm looking for. Whoops, hang on. I pressed the Windows key instead of the Alt key. Excuse me. That will not cause a melee attack. That will just cause me to open up the Windows menu. Oh, wow. That's a pitiful charge right there. Okay, that's enough of this. Let's get in there. And let's see. Let's set these guys to formation and then attack as a formation. So they'll just all pick their targets on their own. And let's set all these guys... Well, let's set the spider babies to get in there, and we'll send the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts in there as well. Which are the Bleak Swords? I'll send them after the Bleak Swords. And let's send these guys back in there, and... Let's see. Let's cast... Can we cast Flock of Doom over here? That sounds good. Okay, and the Fell Bats we will send after one of their Dark Shard units. Which one? This one. The one that's not looking so good. Okay, we do not want the Hags to be throwing their artillery shots at my own men, so let's turn off fire at will here. There we go. And there we go. Talika wound up taking more damage. I can English good. Talika wound up taking more damage than I intended, but other than that, not bad. Let's see. Where are the things in the woods? I want to heal them up. Then again, no, really Talika should be taking the most heals, since the things in the woods should heal what little health they lost after the battle, since they are a multi-entity unit, and only single-entity units get their health loss recorded. Otherwise, it's entity loss, I believe. Alright, and just clean everybody out. Hordes and hordes of spiders, and hordes and hordes of frame drops. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, yeah. Hang on, let's go into proper full motion for that. Enjoy spiders, idiots. The Dark Elves seem like they enjoy doing this to someone else, so really, they get what they deserve. Not that anyone, I think, was jumping to defend the Dark Elves to begin with. And I appreciate the Incarnate Elemental of Beast just summoning birds on everyone in his vicinity anytime he's just so much as touching another unit. Let's see. Ostankya still needs, yeah, another 50 seconds to recharge Goulias. Goulash. It's mushroom goulash. The fungal spores work wonders for the soul. Let's see. Yeah, this will work. Sure. Little bit of healing, not a lot, but hey, it's not bad. I really need to be throwing out Goulias a lot more often with Ostankya. It's not a huge amount of healing, but it's far from bad. You know, and for the low cost of free, it's really not bad. Hang on. Who are... There we go. Let's see, I want to get at you with... Yeah, everybody. Just send everybody to clear out these last guys. Like I said, I don't know if this actually does anything, but it seems like it increases the money and XP reward I get if I clear out every single troop. I'd like for someone in the comments, though, to tell me I'm dead wrong about that, and ideally call me an idiot, and also say that, start, using, phrases like, shaking my head. This moron. If you could throw in a racial slur as well, that would just be awesome. Good amount of kills on the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts and the Things in the Woods here. And the Things in the Woods did heal back all of their health, like I was saying. Multi-entity unit, so they just get it all back. A year's supply of Bugmans to the Dawi who brings me Skarsnik's head. Best pick it up by the ears, though. I have a good idea of where that thing's been. 431 treasury. A pretty good amount of XP. Oh, actually, no, that's not great. Perhaps I'm wrong. But nonetheless, pretty well no casualties taken. A couple spiders lost. Like, not a biggie. So, if Morathi decides to attack me, it's not the end of the world. And I will take this province. And let's see, the Petrified Forest has a farm by default. I will be undoing that. And I will also be popping the Purification Chant. And cleansing all the weird Slaanesh goo from this place. That would be so annoying if I was Morathi.
Mother Ostankya.
Talika has leveled up. Let's see. Yeah, I'd like cheaper Flock of Doom. Cheaper Flock of Doom sounds good. I'll take that. There we go. And then after that, I'll be taking Evasion and moving on to Magical Reserves, definitely. And Gotrek can move. Let's go ahead and have him force march, as we will likely need him to come in for the assist here against Morathi. And Victor will be moved back up to the Bleak Hold. Okay, let's see how Morathi reacts to this. What are the two stacks we're looking at? Caliph, that's a lame, boring stack. Morathi, ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know. It's a lot of missiles. It's a lot of missile spam. I could overwhelm her front line really easily in a fight. And those Dark Shards are not good in melee. That's, like, what is that? Yeah, 24 melee defense, 18 melee attack. That's not great. I don't think my spiders are going to just crush that. Let's see, the giant spiders, 33 melee attack, 41 melee defense, but they have half, well, not half the entities, but not a great... They've got less entities, so it's not a super advantage, at least as much as it can appear. But Ostankya is probably a stronger Legendary Lord than Morathi, at least at this point. Morathi was a launch Legendary Lord for Warhammer 2, after all, and none of the launch Legendary Lords for any of the deal... Oh, excuse me. I was about to misspeak. None of the Legendary Lords for... at least none of the old caster Legendary Lords were really that crazy. Especially at the start. Once they pick up more abilities, maybe, but... Ostankya, I think, would definitely be a bigger problem than Morathi. The Canite Assassin would be a problem, but I don't have any heroes that are slow enough for him to catch them. The Master will probably just be a pain. He'll just probably take a while to kill. Oh, the Assassin has almost as much health as the Master. That's weird. Huh. Anyways, yeah, the Demonettes could be a problem, but I don't think I'm really lacking for magic in my army. Yeah, the Hag Witches both have it. The Akshina somehow have it. I don't know how that happened. The Incarnate Elemental Beasts, of course, has it. Thing in the Woods has it. Does everything have it? Oh, everything in this army has magical attacks. Awesome. Alright. Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, spiders have poison, so that's one thing that makes them better, is just they're just going to flatly reduce the damage output of whoever they're attacking. I really need to fill my army with a lot of things that aren't spiders, because poison is really nice when you're having a unit that has poison attack an enemy that is also being attacked by something that doesn't have poison, so that the unit that does not have poison gets the benefits of attacking with poison. Nonetheless, let me go ahead and roll the turnover, and we will probably be seeing a fight against Morathi next turn. We shall see. Yes, we are. Okay, and we are being, let's see. They are bringing in Caliph. I'm going to quick save just in case something funky happens. I think this can be done. We'll see, though. I can overestimate myself. It is a possibility. Let's see. Whiff of Madness. What do I want to apply that to? What unit do I want to give reduced melee defense and rampage to? What's a unit here with good melee defense that I would prefer? Okay, we probably want to put that on the Demonettes, yes. And the Demonettes have 70 leadership, which is far from bad for a demon unit as well. And no matter what, it's a demon unit. Demon units are pretty well always something to be worried about. So, yeah, I think I'll throw the curse on the Demonettes. There we go. And we will fight this battle. To be honest, what I maybe should have done, knowing this battle was going to happen, I should have worked up another curse to throw on another unit. Well, something to keep in mind for later, I suppose. Boy, the Akshina Ambushers are the unit that really stick out in this DLC is not just not being as impressive as other units. I'll take a closer look at them now that we're spawning back into the game. Hang on, I want to take a closer look at the Akshina, because I'll look at those pitiful little units of Kossars. Yeah, you guys, you boys are not going to get used. Even if you did get used, you would die immediately. Let's see, where are the Akshina? Here, let's take a closer look at them. Because so far, I've not taken an intensely close look here. Let's put them in a place where I can see them better. A little more level ground so that the camera doesn't freak out about the hill. Hang on, we'll channel magic, yeah, because it's for magic, it doesn't matter. Oh, joy! We won the gambling and we got 5. Amazing, okay. Let's see. Turn off UI. Okay, they look... The lighting here is a little bit iffy, but they look like Kossars with face masks, capes, and bears' heads. And then they have the sabers of the Kossovite dervishes. It looks like the only really new flashy thing about them is the crossbows, which admittedly that is a pretty cool crossbow model. So yeah, they really stick out. For everything else in this unit, like, let me just go and look at the thing in the woods, or the things in the woods. Like, these things are so cool looking. They're a little bit cartoony, but that's kind of just Warhammer 3's aesthetic compared to the Warhammer 1 and 2, which I know is something that a lot of people have issue with, but I don't. I quite like it. I quite like a little more animated style, as long as it's not too over the top so that it looks just absolutely ridiculous. But I really like the look of the things in the woods, and I'd like to get more of them. Oh, that's neat. They got little padlock anklets on their legs. I guess that's supposed to be the Kislevites' best attempts at taming them. And let's take a look also over at the Incarnate Elemental of Beast. And he's kind of making his tabletop pose there. That's cool. I believe that's the way his miniature was posed. Well, no, he had like one hand raised up as if he was roaring. This is a really cool design. I like the mixture of the bestial traits, the chicken hands and the hooves, in combination with his obviously human-like shape. And I like this chest glows sometimes. That's very cool. It's a very interesting take. I like this design. Like, it looks wrong in a way. And comparatively, like, the design for the Incarnate Elemental of Death is still really cool. Twin snakes chained together, that is a really cool design. But I think there's something special about the Winds of Magic showing a bit of human traits. Because ultimately the Winds of Magic in the Warhammer world are supposed to be born from... Ooh! I had a ghost of a deer come out the back of it. That was cool. But, like, ultimately, the Winds of Magic in Warhammer lore are supposed to come... Oh, it's doing it again! Ultimately, the Winds of Magic in the Warhammer lore are supposed to come from the thoughts and dreams and beliefs and hopes of humanity and the other sentient races. And I always really dug that. So, like, even the bestial magics, you'd think should have, like, a human tinge to them. Let's see, the Kossars are definitely going to be kept behind friendly lines and just lobbing missiles at people. With the amount of dark shards they have, I don't think it would be terribly wise for me to... Oh. I just noticed their reinforcements are coming in at an inconvenient place. Excellent. Okay, the Akshina we are going to put... You know, I'm not quite sure where to put them, but let's take all of our units that have Vanguard deploy. And let's put them all over here to wreck those reinforcements as soon as they come in. There is a little bit of an impasse here, a little bit of a choke point, but that ultimately won't matter. And the Akshina ambushers. Can we put them in the back corner here? It won't let us. Wonder why. It usually will. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll then put the Akshina ambushers. You know, I don't know. This is going to be a difficult one to do. The amount of spiders I have will let me overwhelm their front line, but I'll be split a little bit at first because I want to deal with those ambushers separately. And we don't have any Winds of Magic, so that does cut out one of the major advantages of having our 2 casters here. I guess if this doesn't work, I'm just going to have to rematch. I remember the anxiety of Warhammer 2 where I had to win simply because if I didn't win, then I knew that I was going to have to go back and reload the save and this, that, and another. And I often have to remind myself, like, I don't have to do that anymore. I can actually just rematch, and it's so simple and convenient. And it's kind of crazy it wasn't there in Warhammer 2 to begin with, I suppose. Maybe the coding wasn't there for it.
Mother Ostankya
After all, I
and
want to say it was more or
curses
less introduced in
and
Three
her
Kingdoms,
cauldron.
no?
Take heart,
I wouldn't be the person to ask, I guess. I'm not a super expert on the
does
historical
not.
games. I put in like a
I
few
will
minutes
teach them well.
at most with all of them. The only ones I've really put any significant amount of time into were Three Kingdoms and a little bit more time in Rome 2 and Shogun 2. Let's see, is Morathi gonna go for it, or is she going to try and just hold her position until her reinforcements come in? Which, speaking of the reinforcements, I need to... Oh, excuse me. I had Bean Dip earlier, and it's making me a little bit sick. I need to move my army in position to go ahead and immediately mob up on those reinforcements as soon as they arrive, cut them off at the pass. Let's see, are they going to... Is Morathi's units... Morathi's units are not going to just try and hold the line. That's unfortunate. Let's see, I can see what damage I can try and do up close. I'm going to send the hags in. Let's see, what are we looking at in terms of... Let's see... range. The Dark Shards are placed in such a way where I can't really outrange them here. Let's see, and... Yeah, not much range on the Flock of Doom. Let's see if we can, at the very least, split their army. Distract them for a little bit. When do the reinforcements come? 30 seconds. Okay. 30 seconds can often seem like the longest time in Total War, and sometimes it passes in an instant. Okay, let's see. Can we go ahead and hit the Dark Shards while they are trying to reorganize? Evidently, we're gonna miss all of our shots, so that's cool. Let's see, cast a little bit of Flock of Doom on them. Don't want to get that close again. Talika just took a lot of damage from that. Let's see, enemy reinforcements approaching. Let's see, let's have everybody except the bats take a swing here. If we want to take a swing with bats, we would want to go for baseball bats. Humor! Alright, let's see. There were shades here, which we didn't see because they're stalked. But... yeah, let's go ahead and get this going. This may be a bad plan, but like I said, if it doesn't work, then I'll just rematch. Those shades look ready to go off and fight my army on their lonesome, and I wish them well in that effort. I actually don't. No, I hope they die. I hope those shades do not do well. I hope that those shades do not kill my mini units. Does YouTube still not like me saying that in the video game context? Probably not. Alright, let's see. They've split their forces up very much so, which I like. I quite like that they have done this. Hang on, let's keep the Akshina back. Let's not charge them in too early. We can hold them in reserve, and they'd be useful there. Let's see, have I already burnt through reserve Winds of Magic? Yes, I have. Alright. So much for magic, huh? We can throw a little bit of goulash on Talika, so that goes for her. A little bit of help. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I've apparently very well distracted the majority of the ranged forces here. Though their shades I did not notice. And because I was not paying attention, they got a bunch of free attacks on me, so that's annoying, but is what it is. Nature of the beast, I suppose. Let's have the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts get in there. Let's have the Akshina get in there. They do have a lot of ranged units over here. We're not quite winning against the reinforcements as much as I hoped. I think we've done quite a lot of good work here, but let's see. This has turned into kind of a puddle, which was not ideal. I really shouldn't have made it a puddle. I should have taken advantage of how much I outnumber them and exploited that. tell these spiders to flank as well. Let's see here. The shades, of course, are going to skirmish and try to run away, because that is how the AI handles pretty well all missile units. The Akshina, I will have them take some shots, not at the Dark Shards with shields. That would be a bad idea. That would be a waste. Let's see, Ostankya. Has Ostankya got Gulyas? No, she doesn't. Okay. Let's see here. Who is ready to get back into the fight? Get back into the fray. You are, though this is such a big puddle that if any unit gets ordered to attack another unit, it's just going to turn into an even bigger mess. So this over here is really just in the hands of God. Let's see, the Demonettes have started rampaging. Excellent, that was the intention. The Kossars will continue to just lob melee missile attacks at somebody, somewhere. I don't even know who. Let's send the spiders over to attack the Dark Shards instead of the Shades, because the Shades are actually not terrible in melee. And I'd prefer to send these guys against someone who is terrible in melee. Let's see. We've got Fire at Will on the Hag Witches. Let's go ahead and use them as chariots. And there goes the Dark Shards. Let's see. Let's have the Incarnate Elemental Beasts take a shot at the Canine Assassin, I suppose. Over here, is there any unit? There is a unit of Cave Bats that is currently not attacking anyone. Let's have them take some shots at the Bleak Swords. The Akshina, let's see, will be taking some shots at the Dark Shards. I have been able to pretty successfully get them to waste a lot of their forces for a substantial amount of time, which was very worth it.
See you right, David. Ice at my back.
Let's see, let's have them attack those Dark Shards with shields. These Kossars are overextending. I don't want them to do that. Let's have them pull back. The Akshina, we will have them run up and take shots at these Shades coming in, because these Shades coming in are going to be problems. These Spiders, not ideal positioning. Let's see if we can go for the Shades. Boy, Morathi went nuts with her missile infantry here, didn't she? Let's see, all these units, there's several units here that are not fighting anyone in particular. I guess we can send them to take shots at that Dreadlord, though the Dreadlord is already routing. Let's go ahead and get him off the board. See if we can just get him to flee off the board. That would just be ideal. Well, there's no need to if he's already fleeing. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's just reroute everybody here. Everybody here is ready to go. The Witch Elves, let's go ahead and take some swings at the Witch Elves. Let's not have the Cave Bats do that, though. Oh, they've already committed. They refuse to fly to non-navigable territory. Let's have the Cave Bats not get into melee here. Oh, one of the Cave Bats is already rampaging, courtesy of the Witch Elves. Poison. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Oh, two of them are rampaging because of the Witch Elves' poison. That sucks. Ah, well, whatever. Let's see. Let's have the things in the woods pull back a little bit. Let's see. Over here. The Canine Assassin, I think we have finally dealt with. Let's get rid of the Master. The Master is anti-large, I believe. Hang on. Tomalak. Yes, he is anti-large. So we don't want to send the Incarnate Beasts after him. The Incarnate Beast we will instead send after the Dark Shards. The Hags we will send away from the rest of the army and send them after these Dark Shards over here. We'll cast Gulyas over here and heal up the spiders if the Hag Witches don't already do a ton of damage to the spiders by themselves. Over here, yeah, we're doing good damage to the Dark Shards. This Master is going to take forever to kill, and I know it. Let's see if the Akshina and the Kossars can just concentrate a lot of missile fire onto them. That might help.
Mother Ostankya.
Let's see. We've done some good damage to these Dark Shards immediately on the charge. Let's see if we can get rid of these Shades, get them off the board with a charge. Yep, immediately plowing a lot of them off the board here. Oh, I see that Ostankya is making spider legs with her chariot. Hags seem quite good. I'm going to go ahead and say that. For a spellcaster, they seem quite good at things that are not spellcasting. Hang on, let's see. Let's get all the bats over here to attack these dark shards. Oh, Morathi herself is over here. I only just now noticed that. Let's have the things in the woods move around and flank here. That seems wise. Meanwhile, over here, let's see. What have I got? The Incarnate Elemental of Beast is wiping out a few remaining Dark Shards. Is there anyone that's off the map just, like, chasing after... I don't see anyone off the map just chasing after routers. Does not seem to be the case. Okay. That is ordinarily an issue I have in this game. I just tend to forget units that have been told to chase after a routing unit, and they wind up going off into the ether, and I don't get much use out of them for the remainder of the battle afterwards. Let's keep using the Hag Witches to deal with some straggling missile units. These Shades are seemingly just going to fight to the bitter end, so I'll just have to have the Cave Bats run them down at some point. Okay, are the things in the woods going to charge the rear? No, not until I orc them, apparently. That's unfortunate, but whatever. Okay, let's see. Over here, this side of the battlefront is the one where we are not doing super well. Where's the other Hag Witch? Okay, they are running after Dark Shards. Let's see. This whole puddle of dudes, we're going to have to do something about. Let's send the Incarnate Elemental Beasts after these Dark Shards. And let's see. This Master has beaten all the spiders. Okay. Let's tell these Kossars to skirmish. They just simply can't take the melee damage. I doubt... They're not doing much damage on their own anyways, but still. Let's see if we can't also help this issue over here, this big old puddle of dudes. The Incarnate Elemental of Beasts ideally won't take too much damage here. Okay, we want to keep the Hag Witches away from the Dread Spears. They are large, and they don't seem like they'd be that tanky. They are a chariot unit still. Let's see, let's go ahead and help the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts over here. I'm going to have to send somebody over to... Let's see, the Cave Bats are all tired, but they are not busy. Let's send them in here to help deal with the Dark Shard and Shade problem. The Akshina I need to get in here and dealing with some Dread Spears. Alright, we're going to have to continue to try and whittle down the Master. He is just going to be the biggest problem for a good while. Always, 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 there's one last melee hero who's super tanky and just takes forever to kill. And it's just annoying. That's just always how it is. Let's see, Incarnate Elemental of Beast, how are you doing? You're doing good. Let's see, let's keep the Hags from charging into any Dread Spears. Come to think of it, hang on, what's the charge bonus on the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts? 80. Okay, we don't want you getting into sustained combat. I've been using you incorrectly this whole time. You're a cycle charge unit. Good to know. Let's get the Hags after the Shades. Let's get the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts to cycle charge into the rear. Okay, we win. Okay. Cool. Let's tell the Akshina to shoot at someone that won't be attacked by the Incarnate Elemental. We don't want the Incarnate Elemental to be taking that much damage. We are going to definitely be catching a Pyrrhic victory score here, which is sad, but that's the nature of the game, I suppose. Let's see, we don't want Morathi to die, because Morathi dies when the stack continues to exist. We would like to just wipe out all of her units. We're definitely going to get rid of all of her Witch Elves here. Like, her front line is going to be evaporated, which is going to be nice. Let's see, let's deal with the Master here. I am sick of the Master. I want him gone. I don't want to deal with him. I've dealt with him enough already this time. Let's see. Can anyone help here with dealing with these frontline units? I'd prefer not have to deal with them when we start up the next battle. I'd prefer to just have free access to sending up my Hags and the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts and whatever else I have to just shred through whatever Dark Shards and Shades are left after this fight. The Incarnate Elemental of Beasts, I must say, looks very pleased with himself right now. He looks like he's very much in his element here. Let's go ahead and speed things up. The Incarnate Elemental of Beasts has forgotten what I have told him. All these melee units are going to end up getting away, but what can you do? Alright, Pyrrhic victory. The game says, fuck you, uninstall. Let's see, but I refuse. I will not uninstall, no matter how much the game bullies me. Oh, that one unit of cave bats got 128 kills. That is a phenomenal amount for cave bats. Starting to think I might have been underrating the greatness of cave bats. I need to take a look at their stat card after this. Because, sheesh, that seems nuts. Spider hatchlings, I get what I pay for. Giant spiders also seem to have done pretty well. That's pretty solid trades against straight-up actual Dark Elf infantry. And they're only going to get better as I get more upgrades, so that's quite nice. Alright, so there's barely much surviving of that stack of Dark Elf units. And I look like I do have enough units to pursue them to wherever they're going to go next. Let's go ahead and apply the Gleaming Pennant to a unit. Who do we want to have more leadership? The Incarnate Elemental is unbreakable, so we're going to go ahead and apply the Gleaming Pennant to... We could throw it on Ostankya herself. Yeah, we'll put it on Ostankya herself. A Chariot is always good, even if it's low health. Let's see, 18 Spirit Essence, far from bad. Far from bad, quite good. 1,800 Treasury, 4,000 Experience. Let's see, we can replenish the army. Ooh, that doesn't look bad, not bad at all. We can pardon them for money, that Spirit Essence isn't very good. That's not bad money, especially for the early game. But that kind of replenishment is quite good. I'll take the replenishment for now. Okay, where did Morathi run off to? She ran not very far. That's good. I can probably now from here take Grey Rock Point and Sildra Tor, and then Iron Spike, and then I'll have to move up and take Ancient City of Kintex, but that's probably going to be quite the siege. Okay, we got a Seed of Rebirth. Excellent. Now, if we occupy, loot, raise, or sack, we get 3 settlements. We get the Cauldron of Power. The Cauldron of Power withers and wanes. Its arcane energy almost drained from constant use in Kislev's defense. Many materials will be required to resurrect the Cauldron's magic. Fortunately, such materials can be found in abundance within the realms of the Motherland's enemies. Gives us 5,000 gold and gives us the Cauldron of Power. Well, it's probably going to give us the Cauldron of Power quest battle, but nonetheless, it's there. The Winds of Power is simmering with powerful arcane brews. The hags, curses, and incantations take shape to summon forth the spirit magic of the land. Gives increased Winds of Magic power reserve capacity. Could definitely use that right now. Minus 10% enemy hero action success chance. Plus 5 melee defense. Plus 20% explosive missile damage. Ooh, very nice. And Mastery of the Elemental Winds for embedded Hag Witch heroes. So the more Hag Witches I have in Ostankya's stack, the better her casting is. And what was that mission I saw earlier that just suddenly got overrode by all of these notifications? Ooh, I defeated Morathi, so decreased hero action cost for all heroes. Nice. The Dracula Coven is dead. Skeggy is dead. How'd that happen? Who killed Skeggy? Oh, the New World Colonies did. That's odd. Without the mod that actually makes the New World Colonies fleshed out. Capture 2 provinces to get 10 Spirit Essence. Didn't I get that mission earlier? Anyways. Let's see. We need to do some leveling here. Ostankya has 2 points that she can get, that she can spend. Let's see. Forced Purity. Not gonna go for that. Not just yet. Woodsman for the whole army is not bad. Let's see. When do I get the unique skills? Level 12. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to want to invest in things other than forest units at some point, but it'd probably be wise to go for Lightning Strike sooner rather than later. I'm probably going to be outnumbered most of the time. That's just the nature of the way Total War plays. It's the nature of the way Crave Assembly designs difficulty. Let's see. Recruitment cost. Corruption. Attrition. Iron Disciplinarian's not bad, I suppose. And then Talika.
Just an old
Let's see.
woman.
Oh, okay. She gets to pick one of 4 unique skills. Slay Dirge, the rasp of wood freely given upon snow heralds their approach. So it makes her a better chariot. Whoops. Wild Keeper. Familiars of the wood bound and leap between the shadows, ready to strike out if the deal is deemed sour. Stalk for things in the woods and elementals of beasts. Nice. Massive vigor loss reduction for all of those forest units. Very nice. Leadership aura size. Right. Hexen. Plus 50% effect duration for spells that debuff the enemy. Not bad. Well, no, actually, that's very good. That's excellent. Oh, wow. Okay. I won't go with that just now, especially because the Beastman lore. The Beastman lore is, if memory serves, not super great for debuff spells. Curse of On right here is good. The effects are a little bit too scattered for me, but it's actually not bad. But it's otherwise not a whole lot of debuffs in this lore compared to Shadows and Death, which I think are the other 2 lores you can get. Is it Shadows and Death are the other 2 lores you can get? I forget. I forget what the other lores you can get for Hag Witches are. I definitely know you can get Shadows, and Shadows does have some pretty good debuffs. Occam's Mind Razor, if memory serves, is quite good. Alright, Mother Knows Best. A leader is best appointed with a wise advisor by their side. One that knows the proper ways of the world. Experience gained plus 15%, accompanying Lord. Enables magical attacks, accompanying Lord. Potion of Toughness for the accompanying Lord. And +1 number of uses for Potion of Toughness. That's quite nice. That's really cool. I'd like to see more heroes with stuff like that, where an ability that doesn't buff them but buffs the hero. Though I can see where stacking that would get really crazy. For instance, this Wild Keeper seems like it'd get really crazy if I stack it, because it would eventually just make all of the animal units of Kislev immune to stamina, the stamina system. It would just turn off the stamina system for them altogether, which would be a little bit ridiculous. Nonetheless, I'm going to take it. And that should make the monster units of Kislev even more ridiculous.
Call me.
Right, and we also get to upgrade, we get to build something in the Petrified Forest. I can't build, I'm going to go for whatever is the quickest growth, which should be, yeah, the Roadhouse. Again, rest in peace, Terry Funk.
Curdling milk.
Alright, gonna throw ourselves at
Still
Morathi
the
here.
future.
She's not going to run away. Excellent, so I can just kill her.
Consume
Boom.
them in shadows.
Oh, wow, that's big money. I guess she is a legendary lord, though. That does make sense. Let's see. 400 gold, 3 spirit essence, or 3 replenish. That 3 replenish is nothing. I'll take the spirit
Them
essence.
to their gods.
And we now have quite a lot of spirit essence to spend. Probably want to spend that on a tech if we can. Though, oh, the Witch's Hut, it is quite good here. Let's see. Is anyone more willing to deal with diplomacy with me?
Can I?
No? Doesn't look to be the case.
What?
How are the New World colonies? The New World colonies are... I was wondering how they're doing with Mazdamundi. They kind of aren't. So I might want to kill them at some point to make friends with Mazdamundi. Let's take Sildretor.
To shadow.
Oh, they didn't even build it past the ruins stage. Well, that's awkward, because now I have to, but nonetheless, hey, it provides wine. That's not bad. That's, no matter what, it's a resource, so that gives me +1 Winds of Magic cap. Very nice. I'll take that. Who leveled up here? Ostankya leveled up just from occupying ruins? That's weird. I need to be investing in her lores of magic, but first I'll take Iron Disciplinarian. I want to get Draft Master, and then I want to get Quartermaster and Lightning Strike. Those are both really good. But Quartermaster isn't so good in the early game. Still, I appreciate Iron Disciplinarian, just while we're in this new province, so we can get the control immediately off the ground and in a good place. Excuse me. Oh, I'm feeling real sick from the bean dip.
Send me a champion.
It tastes so good, but hurts so bad. And let's see, if Gotrek did want to recruit any units, he'd probably have to recruit Kossars, wouldn't he? Yeah, he'd have to recruit Kossars. We finally got Akshina ambushers in the Bleak Coast, though. Let's upgrade Arnheim. It's going to cost quite a bit, but let's do that. And with 90 Spirit Essence, we only need a little bit more, and we'll be able to shell out for double-double. Which then leads to the other techs from the unique Witch Tech tree, which I do want. Plus 100 armor-piercing damage for the Incarnate Elemental Beast, and in battles, enemy units and forests are revealed regardless of distance. Ooh. Very nice. Okay, let's see. And Victor Eltsov has not moved. That will not change for the foreseeable future. I'll move him around a little bit every now and then just so that the game doesn't give him the lazy trait. Okay, over here, let's see. I should be investing in a garrison building, even though it's really boring. Oh, but we do get a lumber building. Oh, I can't turn down lumber. I can't turn down lumber. I have to take it. I have to take it. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. There we go. And it looks like Morathi is again building herself a new army up in the ancient city of Kintex. By the time I get her minor settlements cleared out, she will probably have built up another army, but that's the nature of the way the game plays. So the beauty of the ancient city of Kintex once you take it is that it's so brutal to take off of someone else's hands. Let's see. Korok Manripper is once again laying ambush. And Petrified Forest Titan Peaks. Isn't that in my territory? Well, I guess they're not my enemies, but that's still, I need to deal with them at some point. Recruit a second lord. I have 3!
I see.
What's the problem? Whatever, okay, let's step on up and let's go deal with Ancient City of Kintex. We need to get that snuffed out before it becomes a real problem. Let's see, can Gotrek step on down and deal with Grey Rock Point on his own? Close defeat. Alright, Gotrek, encircle them. By your lonesome, you crazy son of a bitch. Okay, hey, we can explore these techs. Reduced construction costs for hallowed wood buildings. Increased armor for war sleds. +1 hero capacity for patriarchs. And increased campaign movement range and speed for Akshina ambushers. I'll hold off on that for now. I want improved lookouts. And then after that, it's Streltsy Arsenal. I'm not going to have Streltsy anytime soon. Immune to psychology when fighting against chaos. Blech.
The snows never needed the invention of fire.
Roll out!
I'll go ahead and have Victor step out of the village. The bleak hold, just so that the game doesn't accuse him of laziness. And we'll upgrade this lumber camp to get some very nice rewards out of it. And after that, we will be having enough growth to upgrade another one of these cities to the next tier. Which probably will go for Bleakhold Fortress next. Could Gotrek and Felix do this by their lonesome? Probably not.
It's not time!
However, if I sent them to go pick up some Kossars, they might be able to. And they could probably pick up 2 Kossars real quick, which would cover for the numbers disadvantage. Carry out a successful assassination attempt against Arat. No, I don't think I will. Alright, Gotrek, you run on over to friendly territory, and you pick up some Kossars. It's gonna be expensive, but it'll be worth it for the ability to fix up this situation here. Let's upgrade Petrified Forest to a Stanitsa, yes. And let's move into the ancient city of Kintex. We will be able to siege it next turn.
This will fail. No.
And Morathi's not... Well, Morathi's not even respawned on her own. And she's not built up a significant army there. Not as rapidly as I was worried she would. Though in the late game, usually the AI can get pretty nuts. What difficulty do I have this set to? Because I know that's a thing now. AI stats modifier. Okay, the AI are getting no bonuses in battle. They've done that. Okay, I've noticed now for battle, they've got the different difficulties for cheats and intelligence, but they're not going to do that for campaign. Because a lot of the time, the AI in this game kind of relies on cheats for difficulty. Three Kingdoms, I think, had a really good difficulty setup, though. Oh, bye-bye, Caliph. I've taken insufficient captives, so I might as well just gather the 3 spirit essence. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, hey, Noctilus, you're here to declare war on me, right? Yes, you are. I guess everyone is Noctilus's neighbor, aren't they? Since he lives in the ocean. Ocean man, take me by the hand. I shouldn't sing on videos.
I do these terrible things from love for Kislev.
Especially if it triggers YouTube's copyright. Because, you know, I'm that quality of a singer that it sounds like I've pirated. Let's see. Upgrade any settlement building to level 3. We'll get the Ogre Blade and a Spirit Essence. Okay. Let's see. Gotrek and Felix have picked up 2 Kossars. Let's see. Let's have them pick up a couple more Kossars, and then they'll be ready to clear out the remainder of Morathi's goons in the south. And let's lay siege to the ancient city of Kintex, and we will be building some towers.
Teach them blood and futility.
Okay. Oh, also, Talika is ready to level up. Excellent. Let's see. Let's get her evasion. Sure. And then after that, we'll look at earthing, magical reserves. Definitely magical reserves. I don't overcast near as much as I should, but magical reserves is good. Curse of Anra here is far from bad. Transformation of Kadan is a classic. Arcane Conduit is, of course, great. Plus 40% power recharge. So good. Okay. Let's see. Forest of Arnheim. Let's see. I'm going to want to upgrade the Bleakhold Fortress. And after that, I will upgrade it up, and I will get us access to bears and leopards. And I'll put in the unique landmark, and I'll probably clear out the farm we have there. Minus 25% recruitment cost. That's really good, though. Wow, that's... Get a farm in every city in that province, and you get free recruitment cost on units. That's kind of crazy. I remember that was one of the neat things about the Nagash mod, the Undead Legion mod, is they made it so that the Undead Legion does not pay recruitment cost. Kind of the opposite of the Tomb Kings and Beastmen, really. Well, no, Tomb Kings and Beastmen don't pay recruitment cost either, do they? They don't pay anything for their units. Guess that makes sense. The Tomb Kings aren't really so much looking for a working living wage. They're undead and fanatically devoted to the mummy gods. Well, not mummy gods, but the mummies they pretty well worship as gods. We'll keep on sieging Kintex and building up. Whoop! The Cult of Pleasure has performed a sacrifice to Mathlan. Well then, there's also Dark Elf rebels that have wrecked Iron Spike. Well, I guess that problem solved itself. Establish a trade agreement with another faction. Sure, don't mind if I do. Let's go ahead and clear out Grey Rock Point. And we will soon, afterwards, have 2 complete provinces. There we go. Okay, we have a port. Sildurtor is up and ready. Let's get them some wine. Wine increases income from markets, 1%. That's a major settlement thing, right? Or is that a... That might be like a Kislev Great Cities thing, where it only affects the cities of Kislev, Prague, and Erengrad themselves. But nonetheless, yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. Trade resources, magic power cap, all very nice. Kind of disappointed it doesn't provide public order, or rather control, like the wine landmark does for other factions, but I see why Kislev has different systems. Victor Eltsov is leveled up. Good for him. Well, when he gets ready, he'll probably be using a lot of Kossars. I don't know. Not sure what I'll want his army to look like when I'm actually ready for him to have an army. And when that point will be, I do not know. In a future video, certainly. Speaking of which, probably a good time to go ahead and cut this one. I think this one's gone a healthy length. So, folks, I will see you later.